To Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. Bradley.
Yeah, we're at the calling segment. We're going to continue to take calls. 323-7775. It's the number to call, 698-0775 and 698-0776. No doubt crime has been the number one issue for Bahamians over the last couple of days. So call us so we can continue to discuss crime. And I guess let's help the government solve the crime issue by making suggestions. So we're going to march on the government. We're going to go downtown and protest against the crime in the country. This is good. It's a start. Maybe we can get the air of the government if the masses go downtown, wherever they go, and protests against the crime that's going on in the country, because no doubt citizens at some point, if maybe now, are going to not feel safe in their own country as a result of the scourge and the gun violence in the country. 323-7775, 698-0775, 698-0776. Anybody in the line? Not yet? Okay, Santa, we don't have anybody in the line as yet. But
so you are ready to march?
Santa, we had a couple people call and saying that you're supposed to be.
So let's look at it.
Leading the way.
How would the government deal with a young man who comes home, discover that his father is gay, and then take a knife and in the presence of his dad's lover murdered him?
He should be prosecuted.
How would the government have prevented that?
We're not talking about we're looking at.
Do you see what you're doing?
Well, we're looking at crime prevention. What we're trying to do is we're trying to see if we could raise the government to understand the urgency of dealing with crime. Now, you can't control what goes on in the person's mind.
So
and you're not going to be. You're not going to be there.
The government would not have been able to prevent the son of an alleged gay man from murdering him.
Yeah, because crime starts here.
Do you agree with that?
But there's some things we could do to prevent that.
Give me a suggestion.
Just like you say,
how that could have been prevented.
Senator, let me ask you a question. When people ask you to march, what do you think they're trying to ask you to do? What is the purpose of marching? Just to raise awareness. To raise awareness about the crime that's going on in the country. We want the government to find a way to deal with the criminals.
But you're not prepared to see.
Well, Senator, crime prevention, of course, is paramount in dealing with crime issues. So we have to find ways to prevent crime. Now, of course, you can't tell what's going on in another person's mind.
Okay, that one might be a little controversial.
Yeah, you can't.
How would we have prevented the 16-year-old girl, the government, from being murdered if her mother decides that she is going to hide a man who's alleged to have committed murder in her home from two sets of people, law enforcement agents and the gangsters?
The government couldn't prevent it either. That's a decision. But now, the consequences of that decision is going to make others aware that before they make a decision like that.
Are you saying to me that the government could not have prevented that?
No. She just decided that's something she wanted to do. It's a personal choice. But now, if it becomes a criminal matter, then the government has to move on, prosecuting those who break the law and sending a message.
Who all, under that circumstances, ought to be prosecuted?
Harboring a criminal is an offense, right? Is it not so?
Yes.
Right. So then she has to be charged.
Okay.
And of course, whoever caused the young lady's murder, they're going to be charged as well.
Okay.
Taken before the court.
So you see how complex this matter is?
Right. But let me ask you a question. Do you think something is wrong with marching? Do you think?
I love marching. There's nothing wrong with marching. We're now examining whether or not the government would have been able to prevent some of these things.
I don't know if that was what we were looking at. We were looking at just marching on the whole to bring government
yes, we
the awareness
have
that the society is really fed up with the crime issue, and that they want the government to deal with it.
Now, are we clear what we are asking the government
Yeah,
for?
yeah, we're clear. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hello.
Welcome to Freedom March. You're live, caller.
Yes, spiritual wise. Good evening, spiritual wise. Good evening, my leader.
Hello, my love.
How you doing? You put some good questions to spiritual wise concerning this. Stop it. We are saying, look at the government. What should the government do? But I grew up on an island, and this is what my parents taught me. Charity begins at home, and it ends abroad. We need as parents, as adults, as Bahamians. For too long, we see crime and we turn a blind eye. We saw these children coming up, and you see children acting funny, little children doing things and saying things, and I see adults laugh. These little children who are doing these little funny things now, they're children, but one day they're going to grow up and be adults. And if we don't nip it in the butt when they're young, when they grow up, they're going to be menace to society.
Yeah.
I am a single parent, okay? My daughter, she did an interview with then Minister of National Security, Bernard Nordich, and she came from a single parent, and you know what the talk was? Single parent home gives troublesome children. It's not single parent, it's the training of the parent.
Yes.
My daughter is a police officer. I say to her, you have to deal with people just and fair. And we as parents, we know actually some of these parents know their children do it wrong, and we cloak them. And if you don't tell your child when in the house they're wrong, they're going to go to society and they're going to do bigger wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Start at home.
Yeah, you're
Or
right.
in the home. I have one child, and I tell her she don't be in my house 12 o'clock. I lock my door.
And that's
Many
good
nights
time.
you sleep in the wash house. My rules is 12. Your rules is come home when you feel like. Well, go
Yeah.
sleep in the wash house. If you want to sleep in the wash, you have your bed, and you don't want to come in. We, as parents, we let our children do too much shenanigans around us
Yep.
and hushing our mouth.
Yep.
Stop it. Train your child, and when they go to the Prime Minister, can't say what you try. And one thing you did right. How the Prime Minister tell the son, don't stop your daddy up. It's the love, what he has for his parents in his heart. That love for his daddy should be in his heart, not to murder his daddy in
Yeah,
spite of
that's true.
what he was doing.
This is true.
But when you get anger and bitterness in you, you have to teach your children love.
Mm-hmm.
Teach them, show them how to love. And we are not doing this in this country, and that's why we don't need to turn to God. God is our survivor. God is the only hope for this country. The Prime
Absolutely.
Minister be there to talk and say whatever. But if God don't step in, we're in trouble.
Yeah,
That is
absolutely.
true.
I stay spiritual. If we could march Bay Street, I would march down Bay Street.
Yeah, okay.
My parents got 12 children, and never one of us been to the courthouse.
Wow.
Never.
Wow.
Which is good.
Never. My daughter is 34. I never had to go to the courthouse. I never had to go to school for her. Because I tell a girl, if the teacher called me to school for you, I come in prepared with a bell. And if you're wrong, you can get it right in school.
Wow.
We appreciate you.
I've seen parents, Christ teachers in school in my presence when my daughter was in school. Christ for their rude children.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Okay.
That's wrong.
Yeah, you all have a nice
Yes, you
day.
do the
Thank you.
same now. We thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you, my love.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Top of the evening, sir.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Malcolm, top of the evening. Happy New Year to both of you.
Yes,
Thank you.
same to you.
My question is to the senator, and I don't want him to be rude and hang up on me. I just want to ask him a question, him being a consultant to the government. He apparently is getting a purse. I would like to know what is it that he's now brought to government or to whom that he answers to say what he thinks or what he knows how best to fight this crime situation. We are now in the 8th day.
8 murders. 8 murders.
And here it is. The streets are bloody. And Mr. Monka, you know, all fun and jokes aside, I'd like to know what is it that you're doing or saying to homeowners that you want to do.
My philosophy is clear. In our society, there is no fear. You have to have a certain level of fear. What is the fear that is lacking? Strong, swift, and certain punishment. So we're dealing with the most important criminal offense on the criminal calendar, and that is murder. There can be no substitution for capital punishment. Our courts, the Privy Council, has prevented us from carrying out hanging. So it means that the government has to move that impediment. So once the government moves that impediment, we will be able to carry out capital punishment.
What is stopping the government from moving the impediment?
Well, there's nothing that is stopping them from moving the impediment.
So we need to get rid of the government then.
So yeah, we need to blame the government for the crime.
My spiritual
So we need to
advisor,
get rid of the government.
let me answer
That's
the
what
man.
you're saying to me?
No,
How
no, you have to agitate to get the government to
much agitation, Mr. Monka? How much agitation?
Now,
how much
see, you're
agitation
not
do you need?
listening to me now. So it means that you want row. If you want row,
No.
tell me so I can row back.
respectful.
I'm answering you because I thought you asked a wonderful question. There is an impediment. You will find that the PLP nor the FNM has moved to move the impediment. So this isn't a situation where, oh, the PLP wouldn't move it, so the FNM will move it. No.
So now what do you do?
So what has to happen is through political action, you move against the parliament to move the impediment. As simple as that.
So should we move both government, PLP and FNM?
Right.
Go to another.
That's what it seems as if we need to do.
Well, ask the spiritual advisor.
Yeah, it seems as if we need to get rid of the PLP and the FNM.
Okay.
Get rid of the two of them and put in a new group of
No,
people.
because
Yeah.
we've been talking over repeatedly, and nobody's listening to us.
Right.
Yeah.
No one's listening.
So in a democracy, you have to continue to agitate because as it stands now, it's only PLP or FNM. You take good care.
This is out of control.
All right. You take
Thank
good
you so
care.
much, caller. We appreciate you though.
It's
We
only
appreciate your
PLP or
comment.
FNM. All right.
And that's the problem we have in this country.
Hello. Welcome to Freedom Match.
Yes, good evening, Brother Monka, Brother Spiritual Advisor.
Good afternoon. Happy New Year to you too.
Yeah, no, Brother Monka, I think our problem is you copy everything from the United States of America. America legalized marijuana, you want to legalize marijuana. Right? But the only thing they're not copying from the U.S. is the Bail Act. They need to go back to the Bail Act and raise that bail, that $2 million or more for each person that commits murder. Okay? They need to go to Parliament. It's a government problem. I don't care what nobody says because governments are put in there to make laws, to pass laws. So they could run and back around and run around and blame the police. The police doing a good job as far as catching the people. But the laws in place are old. They need to move those laws. They copy everything from the U.S. The U.S., why don't they copy that? You know, put $1 million or $2 million bail and see if they can find that. And then also, they say the hanging is inhumane. Okay? So the U.S. is stick people with needles or put them in the electric chair. Why don't they get some needles and stick them with when they commit murder and get found guilty? Why we don't copy that, Brother Monka?
I hear you.
Or gas them.
I hear you.
Do something with them because, I mean, hanging is out of date. Hanging is out of date, just like the laws is out of date. But we got to do something. We have to do something because a small country like this, 8 murders for the year, and it ain't, what is it, 6, 7 days, the 7 days a year?
8 days.
That's too much, man.
Yeah. We agree with you, caller.
That is really too much, and the government is to blame for it. I don't care what nobody says because they pass laws. And they need to stop it and stop blaming the police.
Yeah.
I thank you for your comments.
Thank you so much, caller. Yeah. 323-7775.
Do you know Michael Foster? Michael Foster is an architect. I'm advised he's responsible for a gym on the Sports Center. I've been trying to reach him because in the District of New Providence has appeared before me a Negro man who has alleged that he cannot be paid. And as he complained, the only person I can think of who can pay him is Michael Foster. So if any of you know Michael Foster, the architect, please tell him now for the last 2 weeks, I've been calling him, and this man is very, very upset. And it is my hope and prayer that Michael Foster would be kind, he would make contact with me, and if in fact the company that he is associated with that is building that big stadium on the Sports Center, Michael would use his wonderful influence to see that this poor man is paid. And this would be powerful.
Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live.
Good day, how you doing?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My first time calling, I listen to you very often.
Thank
So
you.
you're the spiritual advisor, Mr. Manka,
Good evening.
Sir,
the leader of the woman there.
indeed I am.
Yes. Mr. Manka, your show name, what, Freedom March, right?
Yes, it does.
All right. So, how you talk about this? See, you went on the fact that you used to march for the people empowerment who didn't have a voice.
Yes,
So, all the people came on, and you organized the march, they joined you.
that is
Like,
true.
Spiritual advisor said, is to bring awareness.
Yes.
So people will know that we still, where is hanging on. And Jackson, like the telephone thing a while ago,
Yeah.
we need to do it because the Bible says,
Are you ready to march?
right about it?
Are you ready to march?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm me and my whole family.
And you can bring people?
Yes,
Now you see, when I go to march now, I need thousands.
yes. But Mr. Martin, you know you can draw the crowd.
Okay.
The woman number alone will put the big street over.
That's
Let's
something, man.
march
There'll
then.
be thousands.
Let's go to scripture verses.
Go ahead.
So somebody else get on.
All right.
The Bible says Ecclesiastes 8 verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Yes.
Therefore, the heart of man is in them to do continue to do evil continually.
Absolutely.
So, if we are going to follow the Bible says right now our government is bearing the sword and these that they can't open it supposed to carry out.
Absolutely. You got it. Romans chapter 13.
And so if they do what they're supposed to do, whether more murder, they have murder every day for the rest of the year, you do what you're supposed to do, and God will order what you do. And
Absolutely.
He do the rest. You let God take care of it. Who might be feel but in your mean, in your mean when you become a run up on people and shoot everything people, eh?
That's something, eh? Wow. That's deep.
Ain't in your mean there. So what I'm saying to you, Mr. Munter, as Spirit Advisor, you all continue to be the voice of the people in this country because you have more people in this country who want hanging than the few government who signed something in London, some treaty that say stop the punishment or stop capital punishment.
Yep. Yep.
We need that. Until that, follow the word of God, follow the Bible. I guarantee you, if we follow that, God will do the rest.
Absolutely. Can't go wrong.
God is the Lord.
Absolutely.
And we expect
Hang!
we keep on showing God.
Hang.
And when
Hang.
we put out our hopes in government,
Hang.
and the leader, we
Hang.
put our hope back in God.
Hang.
And trust God as His word.
Hang.
And I listened to
Hang.
I close the I listened to a gentleman from Jamaica, a parliamentarian in Jamaica.
Yes.
And he was bringing and enforcing that the death penalty come back. And he said, we need to bring it back until we hang up, until they're dead, dead, dead.
Absolutely, caller. We got
I
you.
will say it to you one of these days, but I tell you,
Send it to
this
me.
is what we're supposed to do with the country.
Thank you so much,
Thank
caller.
you.
We appreciate your contribution. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. Excellent call. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. Caller, you there? Let's try another call, Mr. Dusa. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March Caller.
Good day, spiritual advisor,
Good afternoon.
and good afternoon, Senator Manka.
So,
That's a good
I
evening.
rise on a point of correction in this honorable House of Assembly today, Senator.
you may put your correction.
Okay, you said that there's only the FNM and the PLP in this nation, which makes it a two-nation party. But, correction,
Two-party nation.
there is only one party in this nation with two different names.
the PNP and the FNF. That's about it. But when it comes to the personnel in those parties, they are all one in the same.
Okay, thank you so much, caller.
So what we have is a one-party nation.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hey, Special Advisor.
Yes, sir.
How you do, Brother Manka?
How much minutes do we have?
So,
Go ahead, caller.
Manka,
so,
listen to me. This your brother. I want you to understand the last man I marched with. When I go and sleep, when I wake up that morning, he was in the Senate. Now, what we need to try and do is, you remember when we had the lockdown with the COVID?
yes,
You see how low crime was?
yeah,
What we need to do is lock down sections of this island.
okay,
Okay, we're going to lock down the southern and the southwest one weekend.
okay,
What we can do, we can bottle these criminals in.
okay,
Then they know they can't be in that area, they can come into the East Street area. They can come right into police hands. We can bottle them in. We can guide, we can rush them into somewhere. You understand what I'm trying to say?
where do they live? Where do they live?
Well, I don't know where they live.
So how you gonna bottle them in?
The criminals don't do most of the crime where they live. They do crime over where they live.
Okay,
The man in Nassau Village, he ain't gonna do no crime in Nassau Village because everybody know him.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? So what we need to try and do is now, we can have a lockdown this weekend in South Beach, Sea Breeze, Elizabeth Estate. So you then, them bad boys, you then push them out. You push them out into the Camp Road, the Market Street area, and that's where you block them in. You got to try, you got to do something because during COVID, crime is low as low as it can get.
well, we're gonna test it because COVID is on the rise.
Yeah, well, I mean, sorry to say it like that. I don't have COVID like the spiritual advisor. I had it worse than a spiritual advisor.
Really?
But at least we can lock them down and watch how serious crime will drop again.
Okay,
Because they can't do that. Don't forget that during the curfew thing, man, this place was quiet as a lamb.
Thank you so much, caller.
All right, Spiritual.
We appreciate you. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You may be the last call. How you doing?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
Great, great. Go ahead.
Happy New Year to you and Mr. Malcolm.
Yeah, same to you.
Happy New
Same
Year.
to you.
Good. I just have 3 points reference to crime. One, we need to eliminate the Privy Council, first and foremost,
Right. Okay, we agree with that.
simply because they are sitting in England and we are sitting here. We have two different cultures.
Right.
Even though our criminal justice system
Maybe similar.
is based out of the English system. However, the problem why we will not be ever able to hang or implement the death penalty is because of the procedures that are in place. First and foremost, the Privy Council requires that we have the worst of
Not
the
worse.
worst. But the worst of the worst has not been defined. What we consider to be the worst of the worst for our culture is totally different than what happens maybe in England. So we need to have a clear definition as to what the Bahamian populace deems to be worst of the worst
Okay.
in considering the death penalty at the penalty phase of the trial.
Right.
Second and foremost, we have too many appeals. And when I say that, even if someone is convicted and awarded the death penalty, they now appeal to the Court of Appeal. The fact is that in order for that appeal to be initiated, the death warrant has to be read. If that death warrant isn't read, they have until the death warrant is read for them to initiate an appeal. So what needs to happen is that upon them getting convicted, and if the death penalty is awarded, the death warrant should be read then to make them mandatorily initiate the appeal process. Once that Court of Appeal may uphold the Supreme Court's decision and continue with the death penalty, then the death warrant should be read that same day to allow them to have to initiate their appeal to the Privy Council.
We appreciate that, caller. You should have called us earlier, making some sense. Call us back tomorrow. Maybe we can finish look at your very, very interesting and strategic points, but we gotta have to close now.
I will spiritual advisor.
All right, thank you so much, the caller. Yeah, good contribution, indeed. Interesting, to say the least. We're at the end of the show, though. So,
Well, folks, we thank those of you who have called us. We are very, very happy to hear the opinions. But the show is over. Take good care, everybody. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save King Charles III and the entire royal family. Let there be peace as we prepare to hang the murderers. Do well, everybody. Take good care. Bye-bye.